It's time for the Douglas Coleman Show. Smooth and Savvy is joined by some of the hottest talent in the entertainment industry, from musicians to authors and all those in between, along with our own Periscope girl. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here he is, Mr. Smooth and Savvy himself, Douglas Coleman.
Howdy-ho, hey. Hee. Welcome to the Douglas Coleman Show. It's me, Douglas Coleman. How are you? Another great show on tap for you today. Lots and lots of music. We've got a very special guest, singer-songwriter Billy Grima from Ontario, Canada. Will be on. We're going to hear 3 of his songs and talk with him for a little bit. But before we get to him, I want to continue on with our musical review. And this is, we're just replaying people that were on the show last year. The music was so good, it just didn't seem to do them justice to play it only once. So we're playing them again. And up today, we've got Donica Knight and a song called Love Ain't a Prize, which is a great song. That'll be up in just a second. I want to just make a few announcements. The Dusty Cover Show now is a monthly show, which will be airing on the last Thursday of every month. So look for that in February on the 25th at 3 p.m. Eastern or 8 p.m. London time. So it'll give you more Dusty Cover, more quality of Dusty Cover, and gives us more time to put together a quality show for you. The Amazon drawing is still going on. Once we get to 100 followers on Dusty Cover's show, we will make the drawing for the $20 Amazon gift certificate. So we're about halfway there. If you want to follow the show and enter in your chance to win, go to Spreaker.com/user/Dusty Cover Show, and you will automatically be entered to win the $20 Amazon gift card. Okay, so without further ado, here is Donica Knight and Love Ain't a Prize.
My love ain't a prize, my love ain't a prize, can't buy this woman, my love ain't a prize, and I reckon I know, 'cause mama taught me so, you cannot buy it, my love ain't a prize, I'll be an open book, if you treat me right, but my love ain't a prize, no you sure can't buy it, ooh, give me something I need, keep my soul alive, 'cause what I want is in your heart, living in your arms and eyes, but you can't buy this southern girl, can't buy this southern girl, you can't buy this southern girl's heart, my love ain't a prize, my love ain't a prize, you can't buy this southern girl's heart, my love ain't a prize, oh no, my love ain't a prize, oh no, if you're looking for a friend, you know that I won't hide, I'll give you hope, trust and sacrifice, and I reckon you'll know, as the time goes by, that I'll buy it, Lord, your love ain't a prize, I'll be an open book, and I'll treat you right, 'cause what I want is to be yours and for you to be mine, but you can't buy this southern girl, you can't buy this southern girl, you can't buy this southern girl's heart, my love ain't a prize, my love ain't a prize, you can't buy this southern girl's heart, yeah, my love ain't a prize, oh no, you can't buy my heart, you can't buy my heart, my love ain't a prize, oh no, but if you dig real deep, you won't believe the treasure you will find, the treasure you will find, yeah, can't buy this southern girl, you can't buy this southern girl, you can't buy this southern girl's heart, my love ain't a prize, my love ain't a prize, you can't buy this southern girl's heart.
Yeah, that's a super song. She's got an amazing voice. Anyways, we will be right back with Billy Grima after these commercial messages.
With adventure boundless, best-selling author Jane Yates follows up her acclaimed Paradox Child trilogy with Garden, a steampunk science fiction novel with fantasy overtones, enjoyable for all ages. Inspired by the classic novel The Secret Garden, Garden begins with 11-year-old Aberdeen living in space above a perilous Earth. Aberdeen is looked after by her robot nanny, but she is often used to being alone, dreaming of dragons and castles. The sudden death of her parents forces her to live with her neglectful uncle on Earth and is captivated to find a world repairing itself. Fascinated by her new surroundings, Aberdeen makes new friends and explores the boarded-up house, only to discover a mysterious tunnel leading to wondrous things. Follow Aberdeen's journey of self-discovery, of trials and friendship. Garden narrated by acclaimed actress Anna Parker Naples.
Bondi Guest House in Jomtien Beach, Pattaya, Thailand. And their guest house offers beachfront accommodations, with all rooms having sea views. Some rooms have balconies overlooking the sea as well. The Jomtien nightlife is within an easy stroll, and the beach is right outside your door. The attractions of Pattaya City nightlife are also just a few minutes ride away. Food is available 24 hours and offer a selection of European and Thai food. The owners, Colin and Malcolm, look forward to welcoming you to the Bondi. For more information, email Colin at bondipattaya, BONDIPATTAYA, at yahoo.co.uk. And if you do contact them, please mention that you heard about it on the Douglas Coleman Show.
Hi there, this is Stuart Epps from the UK, record producer, engineer. You might have heard of me. I've worked with artists from Elton John to Led Zeppelin to Bad Company, Twisted Sister, Robbie Williams, Oasis, many great bands and artists in the past and the present and hopefully in the future. But you can work with me as well. You know, all you got to do is get in touch with me on eppsmusicproductions.com. That's EPPsproductionsmusic.com. And I can help you with your productions and with your recordings. A lot of people do home recordings now, which you can only take so far. Maybe they need a bit of professional help. So get in touch with me and we can sort it out. And thanks for Douglas Coleman for giving me the spot. Thanks a lot. Cheers, bye.
Rocky, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat. See? Nothing up my sleeve. Presto! Wrong hat.
Now here's something we hope you'll really like.
He is an award-nominated singer-songwriter living in Ontario, Canada. Born in Blackstown, New South Wales, Australia, he started writing at a very young age and was singing in a church choir by the age of 8 years old. At 15, he moved to Canada and settled in Toronto. Like classic singer-songwriters, Billy Joel, Jim Croce, James Taylor, and Bob Dylan, life's daily realities and everyday events are a source of his inspiration. His smooth and soulful sound has earned him comparisons to contemporaries Jason Mraz, Ed Sheeran, Jack Johnson, and even Bruno Mars. He has 3 albums to his credit: I'm Just Standing, A Little Piece of Heaven, and his latest titled Sugar and Cream, produced and engineered by Pete Swan. Sugar and Cream features a tasty blend of pop, rock, soul, and Americana, including the first single, Pleasure to Have Met You. The album received airplay on more than 100 AM/FM stations across North America and more than 500 stations around the world. He is a Josie Show Awards nominee, an Academia Awards winner, and a 3-time International Music and Entertainment Award nominee, winning for Best Adult Contemporary Artist. Okay, please welcome Billy Grima. Hello, Billy. How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing well. Thank you for coming on the show. I appreciate it.
It's a pleasure, and thank you for having me on your show. So it's fantastic.
You're most welcome. I see on your bio that you were born in New South Wales, Australia, And then
Yeah,
you moved,
Blacktown, Australia. Yeah.
yeah, and then you moved to Canada when you were 15. I don't hear an Aussie accent on you at all.
No. My parents are European, but being here for quite some time now too, I guess it's kind of vanished away a little bit, I would say, or quite a bit.
I think completely.
Yeah.
I don't hear anything.
It's funny how it goes when I get together with Aussie friends of mine. They, or we get to chat. We kind of seems to come back, but they think I sound like an American. They say they call me the Yankee. I said, oh, okay. I don't know what my accent is. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And then when I sing, it goes away. So.
Well, I don't know. I can hear a Canadian accent slightly.
Can you?
Yeah,
well,
yeah, a little bit.
I say "hey" all the time.
Yeah,
so
that's a giveaway.
Yeah.
I've been to Toronto many times, and I love it. I think it's a great city. In fact, I almost moved there about 10 years ago. I don't know, something about the winter. The summer was so great up there, but that winter was just too cold. I mean, I'm originally from Boston, which has cold winters, but compared to Toronto, Boston was quite warm in the winter. I don't know, something about that wind off the Lake Ontario was I couldn't do it. I really wish that Toronto had a big bubble over it and just could warm itself up somewhat.
Yeah, I'll never forget when I came to Canada, and right in school, man, they shoved a whole bunch of snow down my pants. It was a joke that they played on me in school. I did not like winter. I was not too crazy about it, but I'll always remember one guy telling me, one way to get to like winter in Canada, my dear friend, he says that you have to either stop playing hockey, start skiing, that kind of stuff. But instead, I just stay inside and play my piano and try to write a song because I'm not a big winter lover.
Yeah.
But when I was living in the country, because I was living in Cheltenham in Caledon for many years. That was nice because it was peaceful. There's 500 people in town, and it's all white. It wasn't all slushy. So it was kind of that kind of I like that kind of the nature thing. But being in the city, going down to Brampton for a bit, with cars and blah 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 whatever, and the story goes on. Yeah, still not used to winter though.
It's tough, and I think the older I got, the less I was thrilled about winter. One of the reasons I moved to Las Vegas. If you wanted to see snow, you could look up at the mountains. But right in Las Vegas, it was always, fairly comfortable. I mean, in the winter, it's 60 degrees in the daytime and, maybe 35 or 40 at night. It's very comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm done with that. Well, moving along, let's talk about music. I noticed that your singer-songwriters that you've listed on here are ones that I definitely admire. Billy Joel, Jim Croce, James Taylor, Bob Dylan. What about Neil Young? Did you get him in there, or are you not a Neil Young fan?
Some stuff. I do like Neil Young very much. Actually, we used to play him a lot, and when we had the band in high school, we used to play a lot of Neil Young. I like the storylines he has. I think it's pretty cool. I think he's a great artist, and nowadays there's so much out there. I'm trying to look at the newer stuff that I hear, and there's so much talent. It's unbelievable. I mean, the list goes on. I mean, I'm a big Toto fan. I'm a big Genesis fan. Phil Collins fan. But to name them all, it's amazing. There's so many.
Oh yeah, and we just lost David Bowie too, which was really sad.
Absolutely, yeah. What an artist.
Yeah.
And I find him very classy.
He was one of a kind. I mean, there's not that many musicians that you can really say that they were one of a kind and a pioneer. There's a handful of them. And he definitely was one of them. There was nobody like him at all. And it was sad. I didn't even know he was sick. It was a very well-kept secret because I had no idea. The other one that died a while back that I had no idea who was sick was Chris Squire of Yes.
Uh-huh.
I'm a big Yes fan as well, and that one took me completely by surprise. And I thought, wow, I didn't know he was sick. But,
that's another great band. Absolutely. And the thing is, when it comes to my writing, I try to keep it real as much as I can, and I got a few songs that I've written about, I guess, passing on. because there's things that we have to face,
Right.
So one of the things I live by is take every breath as your last and live like there's no tomorrow.
Well, that's a good way to be.
Yeah, and it's written. It's on one of my songs. I have a song called "Living the Dream," and that's exactly what I preach. And don't burn it. Don't take care of the hand that feeds you. That's another one that I always use. It's sad to see how these things happen, but we got to go through it somehow.
Yeah, well, and life goes on, and I guess we're all going to get there at one point.
You got it.
It's just sad when you lose great talent like that.
Absolutely.
Well, let's listen to one of your songs so that we can get an idea of where your music is at. We've got Calendar Girl, Picture of You and Me, and Pleasure to Have Met You. Which one would you like to play first?
Let's go with Pleasure to Have Met You.
Okay, tell us about that one.
Well, Pleasure to Have Met You it's a song written about meeting that soulmate of yours. You that person that you'd be driving down on the highway or on the anywhere, and you just got that person on your mind. You just can't get them off your mind. Get that person off your mind. Could be a friend, girlfriend, boyfriend. Could be a spouse. You'll be driving and you start laughing of things that you've talked about. Can't wait to hear from that person. So eat and breathe together. And I think it's nice to have that special someone, in your life.
Certainly, yeah.
So that's what that was written about, and meeting that one person. And that's what it's all about, though, this song.
Okay, well, let's have a listen. This is Billy Grima, and Pleasure to Have Met You.
I can't help think about you and me, and how we drive each other wild intentionally. You whisper in my ear, pleasure to have met you, dear. Babe, I must confess, can't get enough of you. Sit by the fire, overlooking the lake, in a little cab, a little hideaway. You turn the radio on as we dance to a song called Sweet Savannah. And you said, pleasure to have met you, baby. Oh, how we drive each other crazy. We ain't gonna fight this feeling, it sure feels good. Did you fancy walk with your high heels on? Tell me what you're thinking for the night is gone. Babe, I must confess, can't get enough of you. We drank a glass of wine as we sat by the fire. You told me all your secrets and your heart's desire. Now I gotta tell you all that's on my mind. Oh my, my. Oh, pleasure to have met you, baby. Oh, how we drive each other crazy. We ain't gonna fight this feeling, it sure feels good. Ooh, I need you, baby. You drive me crazy. It sure feels good. Pleasure to have met you, baby. How we drive each other crazy. We ain't gonna fight this feeling, sure feels good. Yeah. Pleasure to have met you, baby. Oh, how we drive each other crazy. We ain't gonna fight this feeling, sure feels good. We ain't gonna fight this feeling, it sure feels good.
Oh, very nice. Very, very nice.
Thank you.
When I have musicians on, a lot of times their influences are very strong in their music, and you can kind of pick it up real quick when you hear the first few bars or something. Yours, I can't. you have got a lot of influences that you've listed, but I don't hear any one specific one. I think you've really mastered putting everything into the mix, into the blender, and it's coming out sounding like Billy Grima, which is a great thing to do, and I'm very happy that you've done that, because a lot of people can't. You know, a lot of people, their influences are so strong that you hear their song and you say, oh, it just sounds like whoever. But yours, the only person that particular song sounded slightly like, and I stress slightly because it was very slightly, was a little bit of Rick Springfield.
Wow.
Had just a slight, like back in the Jesse's Girl kind of 80s.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah.
But very slight. I mean, nobody would get you for plagiarism or anything. Not even close. Yeah. But, wow. Okay, great. Yes, I loved it very much. Now, you're singing, obviously, right?
Yes.
And are you playing the guitar? What else are you doing in there?
I'm actually, in that song, I'm playing the guitar, yes.
The lead or just a rhythm guitar?
Just the rhythm. I'm not I'm a singer. So, but I write on piano and guitar. And I had actually, for this album, the first 7 songs I wrote were on piano. Then I want to change it up. So I picked up my guitar after not playing it for many, many years. And Pleasure to Have Met You was the first one I wrote on guitar for this album.
Oh, okay.
And I also wrote Sugar and Cream on guitar, and also Living the Dream on guitar for this album.
Who played lead on this track? Because they're really good.
Pete Swan. He's my producer. He's an amazing musician.
Oh, okay.
Peter Swan. He's an amazing artist, and we work very well together. So we're now working on my 4th album, and I have to stress that I really like working with him. We've grown to know each other, and he can see my vision. How did
you meet him?
Actually, I met him through my keyboard player. We just happened to be yapping, and he went to school with him. So we I said I'd like to try, and met Pete, and he's very talented. Like I said, he's worked with very good artists, and he's got some good, I would have to say, good repertoire. Put it that way.
Okay. Yeah. So, it sounded.
Yeah, like I said, so now we're he sees my vision. So when I'm a big Joe Cocker fan too, which I didn't bring that up either. So when it comes to Calendar Girl, I had to put that Joe Cocker style that I feel, but I blend it all together. So like you said, you couldn't make it up. But I'm a big Journey fan. I'm a big Toto fan. I'm a big Joe Cocker fan. I'm a big Billy Joel fan. So when I write as Billy Grima, and I try to write to my liking and not sound like anybody else. And that's why I guess you might hear some different blends in there that you can't make it up and it becomes Billy Grima, because I like so much out there, right? So.
Well, I think that's the mark of a really good writer, is somebody who puts a song out and 10 people listen to it and 10 people say it sounds like 10 different people. If you can do that, you've done a good job. If the 10 people listen and everyone says, oh, it sounds like Billy Joel, then you might want to rethink how your writing style is, because it's a little bit too derivative.
Mm-hmm.
But if you get 10 different, oh, it sounds like this one, it sounds like that one, it sounds like this one, then you're doing it right, I think. I mean, that's just my opinion. But I think that the more you sound like different people, the better chances you are of getting your sound out through all of your influences. Because I know for most musicians, we started like that. I'm a musician as well, and we started like that as kids, listening to our favorite songs and our favorite records and playing them over and over again. And then gradually, as time went on, if we started to write, our style hopefully came through there. Sometimes it doesn't for people, but, you have to find your own sort of niche, and it's difficult for people. Sometimes they can't do it, but I think you've succeeded very well to do that.
Well, thank you.
Since you're in Canada, I'll ask you this question. If you have one, what is your favorite Canadian band? All-time
Wow.
favorite.
Of all time.
Yeah.
Well, Alanis Morissette would be my most recent, probably. Sarah McLachlan is another amazing artist. I love Sarah McLachlan.
Okay.
But in my high school days, I would have to say probably a band like Saga, Frozen Ghost.
Okay.
So, yeah, but yeah, I'm a big Sarah McLachlan fan too. She's a great artist.
Well,
Sheryl Crow's another one, but she's American.
Me being a product of the 70s, if somebody asked me that question, I would have said Rush.
Oh, they're a great band.
Yeah.
Actually, it's funny because my high school band, they took me to see Rush when I was 15. They said we gotta, because I never heard of Rush in Australia. So when I came here, Rush was all new to me. Great artist, amazing artist, musician.
I've never seen them in concert, and you're lucky you got to see them, because I think that would have just been unbelievable.
Yeah, and there's such their story behind Rush is such an amazing story too.
Well, and their sound is totally unique. I mean, nobody sounds like that.
That's true.
When you hear a Rush song, I mean, you immediately know that it's them.
Yeah.
I mean, well, Geddy Lee's voice is very distinctive. Some people don't like it, but they definitely had a unique sound. And they had a unique sound without all of their songs sounding the same. There's another problem with writers and with bands, is if you manage to get through all of your influences and get your own unique sound out, then you have to worry about having all of your songs sound exactly the same, which is a problem, you know, because there have been a few bands that have done that where, well, the example that I'm going to use is a band called Boston, where their first album came out and everybody went, wow, that's something totally new. We've never heard this sound before. The second album came out and everybody said, wow, we've heard this one already. It was the first album. And, you know, by the third album, they were done. So it really is a tightrope that people have to walk. You know, if you take a look at a band like the Beatles, where they did everything from Love Me Do to I Am the Walrus and everything in between. They didn't have a style. There's no way you could call something the Beatles style, because they just had so many different things that they were doing with their music.
That's right. And it was such a wide, when it came to the playlist, basically such a wide, from mellow to,
to hard rock, to weird, I mean, it's just there's no way you could pin down what the Beatles sound was, other than John Lennon and Paul McCartney's voices. You know, that's the only constant in their music, really.
A lot of talent right there too. It's amazing.
Oh yeah, certainly. And I mean, nobody's really matched that kind of. The thing with the Beatles that made them unique to every band is that you watched them grow from when they started out doing Love Me Do, and as they grew musically, their appearance changed, their music changed, culture changed. They were in the right place at the right time. All of this was captured on albums and some film. So you could watch this whole thing like evolve in front of you. No other band has really done that. I mean, even the greatest bands like Led Zeppelin, I mean, they started out at a certain point with their music. And, you know, the albums were constant. They were great. But there wasn't like radical shifts in the music. Okay, you know, maybe they did a couple of folky songs mixed in with the hard rock, but there wasn't this complete metamorphosis from, you know, beginning to end, you know?
A
to Z, right? And
exactly.
The Beatles were the only ones that have ever done that. You know, even like Elvis, he did his bit in the 50s and then just quit, basically.
Yes.
And then just when he was doing shows in the 70s and stuff, he was just rehashing the old stuff. Nobody did that. Nobody's ever done it, and I doubt anybody ever will. You know, that's why their place in history is just kind of a unique spot.
They tried all by themselves up there.
Yeah. All right, let's do another one of your songs. We got Calendar Girl or A Picture of You and Me? Which one do you want?
I'm going to pick Calendar Girl now.
Okay. Yeah, you said something about Joe Cocker influence on this one.
Yeah, I see. I'm a big fan of Joe Cocker, but then because I like so many genres. So when I write, and when I sing live with my band, I'm always singing. Like I love singing Joe Cocker, but I love to sing a bit of Journey. I love to sing a bit of this, Billy Joel. So when I write, I just sit and I've never taken piano lessons, never really took guitar lessons, only for a little bit. So when I'm writing, I have to feel what I'm writing because if I sat down to write music, I don't have the patience to sit there and write it by hand, like on paper.
Right.
So I just figure it out and I just never forget it. So so when I'm writing, it everything comes out, and it just blends in. So then I end up with I take it to Pete, and I say, Pete, this is what I hear. And so Calendar Girl was really cool because Calendar Girl actually, I wrote the piano part first, and then I remember I went fishing that weekend, and while we're sitting on the we went fishing up north. It's about 6 hours drive, and we just while the guys were fishing, I was sitting there by myself, and I had the little tape recorder with me, and I just kept on humming that little riff. And next thing you know, I came out with Calendar Girl, and that's how the song came about. But I had picked up the line Calendar Girl from I met this one person up at a party, and I thought she looked familiar, and I said to her, I said, I know you from somewhere. She goes, no, you don't know me. We've never met. And I'm thinking, yeah, I don't know. So she started walking away, and then I said to her, I said, I know where I know you from. She just turned around with this big smile on her face, and I said, you're my calendar. So that's how the title came about. And I put, so the riff, and I put the Calendar Girl title together, and I wrote it when I was fishing.
Oh, that's a good story. Was this a naked calendar?
No. That word that I said you're in my calendar, that just came out. I don't know where it came from. I don't have any calendar. The only calendar I have is a baking calendar because I used to be a baker.
Oh, I misunderstood. I thought she, those calendars with the girls on them. I thought she was one of the models or something.
I just met her at this party that we were at a party at a friend's house, and we were having a bonfire, and she just walked by. But I thought that girl worked at a restaurant I used to go to eat, and but she said no. So I just out of nowhere, I just said, I know where I know you from, and she turned around and just said, you're in my calendar. That was something that came out of the blue, and I don't know, and it stuck. So I thought it was a good title for a song.
Okay, all right. Sorry, I misunderstood what you meant. Okay, well, let's listen to Calendar Girl by Billy Grima.
Calendar Girl. Ooh. Crazy things we did. We would drive to the middle of nowhere in my rundown pickup truck. Not a care in the world, as long as the radio were. You climbed in the back of my pickup truck and danced under the stars all night. My calendar girl, I love the way you dance and the way you move so slow. Oh girl, you're just a natural. Girl, you're so beautiful. Smile bright like the sun, and you sweet like honey.
Oh, I like that bit. I like the harmonies on that. Very nice.
Thank you.
Although your voice is much smoother than Joe Cocker's, that's for sure. You've got a good range.
Yeah.
That's you getting way up there in the high notes, yeah?
Yeah. I have a good range.
Yeah, definitely have a good range.
I like it. I'm trying to sing a bit lower now, just being older, and also my new song, my new album. Just trying to take a little bit of a different style for me, more laid back. And like I said, now I'm writing on guitar. Just for the first 3 songs I've written are on guitar so far. So we'll see where it takes me.
Well, can I ask you how old you are?
I'm 49.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm still older than you a bit. I'm 54. But the one thing I've noticed about my voice is the first thing to go, at least it was for me, was the ability to slip in and out of the falsetto very quickly and smoothly. That got rough as I turned into my 40s. When I was in my 30s and 20s, I could go right up and woo and down. But as I got older, the transition from falsetto to regular voice got a little bit croaky. I don't know if you're feeling that yet or not.
No. I don't think so. And we had rehearsal last night. We were singing Journey and all that kind of stuff, just to kind of warm up. And we did some Queen.
Oh wow, your voice is probably in good shape. Do you sing every day?
I try. Because even like when I sing in the church choir. I've been in the church choir for 30 years. This church choir, and they just let me be, and I just kind of go all over the place. I scat and whatnot. They just let me be. But I try to sing every day.
Oh, that's good. You need to. Yeah.
Yeah, gotta. That's my instrument, so I gotta keep that in shape.
Are you primarily a studio musician or a live musician? Do you do a lot of gigs? Do you do a lot of performing?
I do both. So now actually we're just getting ready to start touring again. That's what we're getting ready, and I think we're gonna start performing actually mid February. So we're gonna start in Toronto, and would love to head down to the US. So we'll see, probably in the spring. I would think nothing's written in stone yet, but that's the plan.
Are you booked in several cities, or are you just going to start? Is this an organized tour, or is this one of those pack up the van kind of tours?
Well, I guess it's all in the planning, because I'm trying to do I'm doing a lot of radio shows right now.
Okay.
So what happened is we decided I decided to say have 2 acts. One would be like an acoustic act where it's more intimate. We can play in venues like that because I like the acoustic sound a lot too. So starting in Toronto, like I said, probably heading down towards Windsor, and then we'll see, maybe head down to the US, maybe Buffalo and New York. But I'd love to head down to Las Vegas. It would be kind of cool to see what's going on there. But it's such an amazing thing. So we'll see. I get emails. I have a lot of family in Australia, so. But it was funny getting some gentleman a doctor was sending me an email telling me, hey man, I heard your song in Hawaii, and he's from Australia. He says, I loved your stuff. I'd love to buy your album. But now I get friends of mine from Australia telling me, Billy, you got to come out and play down here. So we'll see.
Well,
I kind of take it day by day and see where it takes me, kind of thing.
The Australian music scene, from what I've heard of it and seen of it and experienced of it, is really good. I mean, there's some great music down there. I've had my music played on several stations in Australia and was fairly well received. I don't know. I mean, I've never been there. I don't know what the scene is like, but it seems like that people there prefer sort of, real music, real live music, people playing instruments and what I would consider like pub music, where everybody kind of comes in and drinks, and there's somebody with a guitar playing.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been there, but I actually, when I was there, we were going out to see bands all the time, and that was probably about 20 years ago. We were just going out to see bands all the time. My friends took me out to see bands all the time, live bands. and it's more. I guess they're catching up because I remember, like I said, I had never heard Rush until I came here. There's a lot of bands I never heard. We were listening to and I'm talking when I was 15. So I was listening to Pink Floyd, and we were kind of a little bit behind on it's like saying Europe. Same thing when it comes to Wham. I remember I was in Europe and I heard Wham over and over and over, but I was gone there for about a month, and but I had never heard him in Canada. Then when I came back after a month, come September, I heard Wham here, and I'm thinking, man, I just heard this song, like I was listening to a certain song, Curtis Whispers, I think it was.
Oh, okay.
I remember correctly. I said I heard this song every day, about 3 or 4 times at the bar, because the dance clubs and stuff. I was a young kid. I was 17. I went down to Europe and backpacked through Europe and whatnot, and visited the clubs and whatnot. But so it's the same kind of thing. But like there's so much talent out there. So it's coming out from all over the place.
So you're gonna do this tour. Are you working on anything else now? Or are you just getting ready for the tour?
Like I said, I'm working on my 4th album, and we just finished filming a video, Sugar and Cream, the title track song, Sugar and Cream. That's not out yet; it's being edited.
Oh, okay.
So that I can't wait. We got 7 videos out on YouTube right now.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it's and it's well received, so it's nice to see. I just take it a day at a time, and I'm hoping that I'd love to get a. What's that?
I just said, are you getting a lot of views on your videos?
Pardon?
Views? Are you getting a lot of people looking at your videos?
Yeah, yes, I am. We released a picture of you and me earlier this year. Late last year, for Remembrance Day. It's a song written for the Armed Forces, a dedication to the Armed Forces. That one is actually it's really touching, and we got I think 2 or 3 different versions of that. But it's very well taken. So and it's that's how the music gets out there. I mean, years ago when I had my first album, I'm Just Standing. You had to try and get into the record companies. It was hard.
Oh yeah.
And I had Polygram at the time that actually called me and said we'd like to help. They were pushing me. But now it's different. Now it's totally different. You have so much, like I said, my music's being heard. I have no record contract with anybody. I'm just a lot of people are trying to go independent. It'd be nice to get a publishing deal or a record deal, but like I said, it's hard to knock on doors and open doors. So people do it this way, and it's people like you that are getting my music out there, and it's fantastic.
Well, let's get to your last song. You mentioned it's a picture of you and me. You said there was something about the armed forces. Tell us about that.
Yes, I wrote this song. When I wrote this song, I remember listening, watching TV, and we were watching the Gulf War, and this was when the old George Bush was in there.
Daddy Bush. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just sitting there watching the news. It's one of my favorite programs, actually. The news is one of my favorite programs. So just watching, our fallen soldiers who live in such great countries, watching it on TV, watching the news on TV and watching all this stuff going on. And it's such a sad thing, So I decided to write this song. And when I wrote it, I was writing it as if it was a young, teenagers, boy and girl. And the boy goes to war and not come back. But then, as I was writing it, I realized, you know what? There's fathers and mothers going to war, and next thing you know, when I redid the video, I changed the whole, I would say, image of the storyline. The song was still the same, but I want to make it as if it was a daughter maybe that went to war, or a wife that went to war.
Oh, okay.
Or a son.
Yeah.
So if you watch the video now, it's if you watch the different versions of it, there's different versions of the videos. But and actually, when I wrote it, I had my oldest daughter sing it at a high school. That's how it started out. I got my daughter to sing it at a talent show. She was probably about 13 at the time. And so if you look on YouTube, you'll see a version of her singing it too.
Wow. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to look for that.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a great song. It's very touchy because I have friends that have gone to. I've had friends that have had their children go to are in the armed forces. I also had my sister's father-in-law that was in the war. He was actually in a prison, in the Nazi prison, so in the German camps. So you pick stories from here and there and put it together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's have a listen to the song. This is Picture of You and Me by Billy Grima.
Found a note on my front doorstep telling me you're leaving town. Got the call of duty and you must go. I'm a soldier, not an old set. I gotta serve my country, love you forever. Pray for me. I carried a picture of you and me in my back pocket and my blue jeans, and the little note you wrote saying I love you. How I wish you were here with me. How I miss your smile. I wanna hold you near. You're always in my heart. Oh, how I love you. I've got your letter here today, and it says you're doing fine. And it says you're thinking of me all the time. And I pray to God for you to come back home, all safe and sound. I've been waiting for you. Can't wait to hold you. I carry the picture of you and me in my back pocket and my blue jeans, and the little note you wrote saying I love you. And how I wish you were here with me. How I miss your smile. I wanna hold you near. You're always in my heart. Oh, how I love you. And as I watched the news today, they mentioned your name. Oh, how I miss you. I carried a picture of you and me in my back pocket and my blue jeans, and the little note you wrote saying I love you. And how I wish you were here with me. How I miss your smile. I wanna hold you near. You're always in my heart. Oh, how I love you. I carried a picture of you and me in my back pocket and my blue jeans, and the little note you wrote saying I love you. And how I wish you were here with me. How I miss your smile. I wanna hold you near. You're always in my heart. Oh, how I love you. Oh, how I love you.
Oh, very nice. Very nice song.
Thank you.
This one, out of the three that we just played, this one, it reminded me of somebody, the strongest of any of the three. You remember Bryan Adams?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, fellow Canadian, actually, I think.
Yeah.
That song echoes a little bit of that Summer of '69 song that he did. Just the very beginning.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, but it has your voice actually sounds similar to his.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's funny. It's very interesting to hear these because I don't see it. It's like so it's kind of cool to hear. I met this lady a couple of years back, and she says to me, "You remind me of somebody. Your music reminds me of somebody." So sure enough, about 4 months later, she had got me she said, I got a surprise for you. We're going to go see a concert, and this is who you remind me of. And she took me down to see Jason Mraz.
Okay.
And I would not, I said, wow, you think, and it's funny because I've had write-ups and people, saying that I sound like Jason Mraz. I'm thinking, wow, do I really? So it's kind of cool. I take it all as a compliment because it is. I mean, these are great artists. Bryan Adams is a fantastic artist.
Well, I think you sound more like Bryan Adams than you do Jason Mraz, but that's just my own opinion. Yeah.
Well, this is great. This is great.
But just in that song, in the other songs you didn't. So.
Yeah, it's funny because when we do covers with the band, actually we do both. We do Jason Mraz, we do Bryan Adams too. So it's that's another concert that I had seen in my high school days. One of my very first concerts that I seen was Rush and Bryan Adams, actually.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, your voice would be very suited to Bryan Adams songs. You're in that same range as him, basically.
Yeah, he's a great artist.
Well, listen, Billy, we've kind of used up all the time here. We're going to wrap this up a bit. Tell people where they can find you on the web, please. Give us your websites.
Absolutely. So you can find me at www.billygrima.com. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Twitter. You can get me on iTunes, CD Baby, Reverb Nation, Amazon. If you want to hook up with me on Facebook, feel free. It's Billy Grima, BILLYGRIMA, and I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to get your opinion. Please check us out on YouTube.
Okay, Billy. Listen, thank you very much for coming on the show. I really appreciate it. It was great talking to you. I love talking to fellow musicians. And good luck with your tour. Keep me posted on what you're doing, and I'll be happy to promote whatever it is, wherever you are on the show.
Thank you, and I am very, very grateful for having me on your show, so thank you. Thank you, Doug.
Well, that's about all the time we've got for the show today. I want to thank my special guest, Billy Grima. Thank you very much, Billy, for coming on the show. This is Douglas Coleman saying goodbye.
To the mile, you've got to run, not walk. To give a sermon, you've got to preach, not talk. To reach the mountain, you've got to climb, not dream.
to give, not take. Just keep it real. Learn to make, not break. You think it's easy? Life is upside down. That's when they'll tell you you've got to turn